All right, let's move on. 1 p.m. Eastern. Chicago Bears at Dallas Cowboys. Bears 3-4, 1-3 on the road. The Cowboys 5-2, 3-1 at home. AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. The Bears go from an extra long rest period to a short week. Let's take a look at the line history here in this one. Cowboys open up at -9.5. There's been a 7-cent move to the Bears. You can still get them at +9.5. From a totals perspective, it opened up at 44 and it's dropped all the way to 41.5. The move happened today at 1:32 p.m. There was a 1.5 move towards the under. Take a look at the cash flow here in this one. 5,396 tickets in, 31% of tickets, 46% of cash on Dallas. So the public is on Chicago, which is no surprise after what they just saw. 65% of the tickets and 52% of the cash on the under. So there are some bigger bets coming in on the over. The Bears coming off that impressive 33-14 win at New England last night, by far their best effort of the year. Fields 13-21 for 179 yards, a touchdown and a pick. He also ran 14 times for 82 yards and a touchdown. Montgomery ran 15 times for 62 yards and a touchdown. Khalil Herbert ran 12 times for 62 yards and caught a 25-yard touchdown pass. They ran as a team 45 times for 243 yards. Darnell Mooney caught 3 for 53. Equanimeous St. Brown caught 4 for 48. And the Bears were 11 for 18 on third down. Roquan Smith was again all over the field. 12 tackles, a sack, a pick. Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker also had interceptions. The Bears were a healthy group coming in off their bye, and that really hasn't changed. Offensive lineman Lucas Patrick left in the first half with a toe injury, but they're a healthy squad right now. The Cowboys coming off a 24-6 victory at home over the Lions. Dak's first game back from his thumb injury. 19-25 for 207 yards and a touchdown, no picks. CeeDee Lamb caught 4 passes for 70 yards. Noah caught 5 for 50. There was a lot of our friends on Tony Pollard props, and they all cashed. 12 carries for 83 yards, caught 2 passes for 19 yards. Zeke ran 15 times for 57 yards and 2 touchdowns. So here is the problem. We know how bad the Detroit Lions defense is, and the Cowboys managed 5.6 yards per play. So look, Dak did not look good, and you have to imagine that the Bears defense is stronger than the Lions defense. This defense looked very good. They completely shut down the Lions. 5 sacks. Trayvon Diggs, Jordan Lewis had interceptions. Diggs now has 17 career interceptions. That's tied for most in the NFL since he entered the league in 2020. They forced Jared Goff to fumble twice. They did lose guard Matt Farniok to a torn hamstring, so he's out for 6 weeks. And then they traded for Jonathan Hankins to further strengthen their defensive line and their run defense. Again, the trade deadline is November 1st. Take it away for us here. Bears, Cowboys. This one's interesting.
Yeah, I thought maybe a bit of a conservative game plan from Dallas, especially once they got a lead, and kind of maybe there was probably some chatter at halftime, despite it, being down 3-6, which is like, all we got to do is get the offense moving a little here, guys. Like they were really stymieing the Jared Goff led Lions. That offense is quite a bit different. And Jamal Williams was good. Somebody tipped me on his rushing prop being a little too low. That got there for me. I don't play a lot on props, but it's always nice to boost the bankroll a little with some extra bonuses like that. But missing some offensive pieces. They didn't score in the second half. The Dallas's, halftime adjustments were enough to get them a sizable win. But yeah, I'd kind of forget this game started slow and Dallas was losing at halftime. It was an ugly start. I thought they'd be kind of conservative with Dak on the first game back. And I guess they didn't allow themselves to do that with the score they put up in the first half. So he looked decent. I think that's going to continue to improve. But again, it was a home game against a horrid defense. I don't think the Bears defense is terribly better. Like it's not a great team. We saw a really nice performance from that defense. They got some good pressure on Zappy/Mac, and Patriots weren't tackling. Patriots weren't finishing dry or finishing their pressures. Like they got to Fields quite a bit, just weren't finishing those for sacks. So it's the number 1 team in the league for sack percentage. Their pressure rate is through the roof. They should really, really be able to harass Justin Fields. That said, 9 is a lot for a team that's starting to find a little bit of an identity in the offense. So it's probably Bears or nothing, and I'm going to pass. I hate playing a shitty team off a big emotional like primetime win in a short week against a better team, especially one with a quarterback where we're not sure. Maybe he just took one more week of going through the reps, and all of a sudden he's going to be back to leading this offense, looking pretty good. So this is a fairish number. I don't make it quite 9. I very much lean towards the Bears. I'm just hesitant to take them right after they got that big win. Short week, rookie head coach, not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I will never bet a team after that kind of a performance.
And Spencer has a good point here too. Like, and Drew was pointing this out to me as we were talking about it. It's like Justin Fields has like the widest range of outcomes on every play. It was like that fumble sack where he went backwards 15 yards, and then the next play, a couple of those really long runs were damn near sacks. Where it's like this play had an outcome range of like 40 yards. He could have been sacked for 10, 15 yards behind the line. Instead, he scrambled out and ended up gaining 25. Like he's a menace with the ball in his hands. I think they have something there, but yeah, this is a no thanks for me.
Papa Cal's got the Dallas -6.5 in the summer on this spot.
There you go.
No, I like it. I like that spot. I like betting against what everybody saw. This is a Cowboys or no bet, and I understand it probably should be no bet, but this is, for me, a spot where I would want to sell high on the Bears and not trust them. But you're right. 9.5 points with this.
It's hard to make any team more than, unless we go Bills, Texans. It's hard, once we get towards double digits, just there's very few teams that are deserving of that sort of spread right now.
You're right. You're right.
Although I'm mad at the Bears, so I would like to see Fields get sacked, I don't know, 13, 14 times. Sit in the ice tub for the week.
This move to the under, though, makes perfect sense to me. I can still get a 42.5.
I get that. I wonder if we see a little better Dallas offense in this first half. I'm pretty fine with the number. On the total.
Bears team totals at 14.5.
I paid the price on that one last week.
All right, I do find it. I guess there's no real angle here for me, but there's not a chance I would bet the Bears after a spectacular performance where they had 11 days to prepare. Now Eberflus is on a short week. It's a Cowboys or nothing. And if this moves too far towards the Bears, like I guess there's not that much of a difference between a 9 and an 8. But if it got down to 8, I think I would take the Cowboys here. I have interest in the Cowboys, but not enough at this number. Let's move on.